Skateboards, and you're watching Days with Casper. Earlier today, we pressed some monster boards, shaped a few more, and then I went and ate some lunch. Now we're going to shape some more boards today. I've got 2 monster boards and then a big stack over here of twins and popsicles. Now, real quickly here, I'm going to share this to other platforms. If you hop on here and I'm not here, bear with me. I'll be right back. Facebook. Copy link. All right, and there's that. All right, and there's that. Casper's Keeper is in the chat to keep everything going, and I'm going to get to work here. Now remember, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of these boards of your own. These boards that I'm about to shape are absolutely massive. If you want one of these, you're going to go to Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram, and you're going to follow the instructions on the posts about these giant boards here. We are currently about to update the website, hopefully getting an answer on that really soon. And with the new website, all of these new shapes, including my new signature shape, will be easily available. If you want my new signature shape, you're just going to have to message me either through Instagram, which is Stranger Casper. Talk to me through here on the lives, or you can reach out to me through askdayswithcasper@gmail.com. All right, so we're going to take these through here. We're going to see how much work we can get done today. And if you're watching, please double tap the screen for me. Share it with your friends, whatever you can do. Taking these two through the belt sander. Time to bring them over here and round off their edges. Now these guys are 6-plies, so you're going to see me angle the board down a little bit more. familiar with this, this is how skateboard should be made, not how to give the guy doing his job advice. But thank you. wheel, and then I'll be over on the Orbital where I can check the chat and answer any questions. Alrighty. And now we are ready for the Orbital. If you guys are unfamiliar with what you're watching, my name is Casper. Sorry about that. My name is Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards, and you're watching Days with Casper. You can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Awesome, Johnny. That's exciting. Hopefully I caught those on the earlier live. Thank you, Moises. Is this board size a 13.5? One of them is. There's actually a 13.5 and a 13.6. Why so big? Because why not? We make everything here at Life Skateboards. We've also been known for making boards that there aren't trucks on the market for it. Or we make boards that are too big for the largest trucks on the market. So when Slappy Trucks came out with a 13-inch truck, we came out with a 15-inch press. So, and it's great. I think compared to other large boards on the market, these guys are a lot more functional. I've seen some other companies that make 14-inch boards that the concave kind of feels like an accident. Kind of seems like they dropped a popsicle in the middle of it and just kind of skimboarded it out. Here we made sure that your wheel flare goes all the way to the edge. Really nice concave. Really fun. There's a clip buried in my shorts of me tray flipping one of these. It's really fun. My live stream's right here, buddy. That was confusing. Have I played the game? No, I still have not. East Coast trapping. I can definitely send you a board, but what you're gonna have to do is follow my instructions. You're gonna go to lifeskateboard.com, pick out exactly what you want, and then order it, and then we'll send it to you. Watching from California, awesome. Thank you, Moises. Hey, Shell. Shell just hopped into the chat. Shell is the person who runs Lady Skate Squad. I'm going to be throwing an event, a second annual event at Lawrence this year. It's Lady Skate Squad by Skate Park Respect. Remember November. She runs a group that encourages women and everybody. It's a very inclusive group that just creates a safe place for people to learn how to skate. And just a good group of people to skate with. And these contests and being associated with Lady Skate Squad is the goal is to encourage more women to compete, with it being no entry fee and having a full section for women and then one for everybody. I think it'll take some years, but I think it's gonna change some things around here, and I'm really excited about it. Make sure you check out Lady Skate Squad. Support everything that Shell does. It's awesome. Doing all right. Everybody else Tim, that's not how things work. So you don't get rich in skateboarding when profit margins aren't very small, because the majority of the industry cuts corners and costs, like heat transfers, things like that take away from labor. You can always make us more successful just buying more skateboards, but I guarantee you, buddy, I'm not rich. In fact, my entire diet at the moment is beans and lentils, because bills got to get paid, and sometimes skateboarding doesn't pay all the bills. So anyway, doing all right, Oliver. Thanks for tuning in. Do you sell regular size boards? Why, yes, we do. Go to lifeskateboard.com. Check out all of our shapes. We've got 77 listed on there. And yeah, you can check us out. We got things all the way down to 775. I make skateboards for a job. Yeah, that's the hope. Any popsicle 9s? Yep, we've got all kinds. We've got popsicles down to 775, 8, 825, 81, 85, 875, 9, 925, 95. All the way up to an 11.75 inch barge, and some really, really big ones as well. So we are not looking for artwork, no. I highly encourage you to check out the way that we apply our graphics. Yeah, Shell does make it a popsicle. I apologize. The website is lifeskateboard.com. I should have definitely said that. I apologize. Definitely should have said that. Lifeskateboard.com. You know what? Hold on. Sometimes I'm smart. Sometimes I fart. But I'm usually not both. And that didn't make any sense. I promise I didn't intend for it to. There we go. Lifeskateboard.com. There you go. Screenshot that. Go to the website. Got any plans? Yep. Sure do. I had some plans, and actually, Shell, if you're here, I might actually ask you if you want to meet up with Ben this evening for some prizes. My plans kind of got thrown off for the evening, so I might end up just continuing to shape until a lot of these are done. And maple. Canadian maple makes the best skateboard. Perfect. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll get a hold of you after I'm done with this show and figure it out. I might just meet up with him tomorrow, to be honest with you. No, Ian, we did not go to school together. Didn't go to Lake City. Been in Indianapolis my entire life. Well, don't worry about it, Shell. I'll just go ahead and get everything from him. No worries. We'll figure it out later. I forgot what I was saying. I'm definitely not going to commit to any plans in a public forum, unfortunately. Sorry, Shell. We'll have to talk about that one later. Lost Kid? Probably skating. That's probably my plan. I think I'm answering two people at once by accident. How much for boards? $70 for popsicles, and then prices go up from there. Check out the website. Panhead does look great. Would we send packages to Germany? We ship all over the world, but international shipping is a flat rate. International shipping sucks right now for everybody. So what we suggest is order some boards with friends. We lose some on shipping. You save some on shipping. We sell multiple boards. It's all right all around, and you end up with some really high quality skateboards. There's a kickflip for you, artificial income. No, Ryan. So Sam and I both do the work. Sam is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. He made all of these templates. He set all this up. And now what he does for the company, besides handling all of the orders, all the sales, and all the shipping, all of that stuff, he cuts out all the shapes, he adds all the truck holes, and he makes all the new templates. And he applies the majority of the graphics, clear coats, and then ships. So it's between me and him. But every single skateboard coming out of Life Skateboards is pressed by me. Every single board is also cut out and shaped by Sam. Cut out by Sam. Good question. That's a fun one. Jeff, I actually posted a life take shape on that shape recently. Yeah, listen to Robert, guys. Double tap the screen for me if you like what you're watching. Subscribe for me. Artificial income, I know you're being a smartass, but it's okay. See, if you'd like to check out our team, you can check us out. The Life Skateboards Instagram has the entire team listed in there. We've got some guys that just went to Rage of the Rose. Really good. If you're actively looking for sponsorship, though, just keep skating. Skate for fun. I promise eventually style will come out of it, and it'll turn into something that a company wants to have representing them. Yes, I remember your threaded vibes. I remember you because you always ask, do you remember me? It's all right, Lost Kid. Yo, basement. Yes, sir, we do, Jeff. We do it it all. Baysmith, can I make you a board? Absolutely. I'm just need you for that. I'm gonna have to learn how to talk again first, but I just need you to follow these instructions. You're gonna have to go to lifeskateboard.com, this website right here, buy a board, and then I'll make it. This one's done. All right, now we just got the Orbital on this one, and then we are going to be going through this big old stack right here. For some reason, these sanding discs are not lasting very well. Ryan, I don't think that would be the best idea. Maple and water don't tend to do very well together. But you could probably take our giant new boards and use them for that. I just don't think it would be best. I've got a lot of respect for like surfboard makers and things like that. But it definitely looks like a skimboard on wheels, that's for sure. Absolutely. Your cousin Ben, or as some refer to him, Mr. Dover. Happy birthday to him. I think does he share a birthday with Tony Hawk's brother Mike? Well, Jeff, I could have told you that before you told me what you did for a living. Beeb, you need a 7.5 31.0 twin tail. So what I would encourage you to do is, if you have an Instagram, go to Life Skateboards 1010 and hit up my boss, Sam Cook, Koch. He might pop into the chat here, but the Instagram is just the best way to get a hold of him. Since we do everything here at Life Skateboards, I'm sure we've got something that we can make work for you that way. I just can't give you a definite yes on that. He's the custom guy. So you'd have to contact him about that, either through the Life Instagram, and if you don't have that ability, I can give you some other answers as well. The website is definitely up. We have a new one in the works at the moment. But, yeah, we do twin tails everything all the time. But, yeah, if you're looking for 7.5 and in that length, and you're already wanting a twin tail, you already have pretty much everything you want to know for information for asking for a custom. So yeah, we do have everything. But Nate, yeah, we can twin absolutely everything. All of our popsicles are really easy to twin, and then all of our other shapes, you can make a twin, even if it's going to be funky. We just kind of take that template and flip it around. I've even seen, and this was a jokey board, but I have seen this as a twin tail, where it was symmetrical with these bumps on either side. So we can do a lot. A lot. Thank you, Chicky Nuggies. I don't have a live schedule, so that's your best bet. Turn on notifications. Thank you for tuning in, though, bud. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, we are making a new site so that we can add information in ourselves, add new product and things like that. I'm glad you found us too, Nate. That's what I'm loving about this YouTube. Everything you want from us. Thanks, Chicky Nuggies. Did I pronounce that right? Amaric? That's a cool name. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Johnny County gets a shout out whenever he wants. Of course. Happy birthday, early birthday, Johnny. And let's see, am I going to be live Friday? I don't know, but I'll try to remember to say happy birthday, Johnny, at the beginning of my lives on Friday. Okay? Johnny's rad. We were able to, it was a great example of why I love these lives the other day when we were able to figure out something with Johnny's order for him on the live. That was pretty awesome. Now, Johnny's doing great. Of course, Johnny. All right, and this guy's ready. So now we're going to be moving on to this giant stack of boards here. Let's see. We're going to be starting off with 2 youth boards. About 15 minutes a board, probably. And I tend to adjust my hours accordingly. I know that the boss has been happy with how things are going because of these lives, so there's not much of a worry about it, but about 15 minutes for each one. Maximum. Good question, though. But it really does depend. Some boards need a little bit more love than others, whether that's because of excess glue that's left on there by me, or just a little bit more touch-up than some other ones need. Some of these boards, like the aggro with all the spikes on it, that requires a little bit more time. The price of the boards is really tells you how labor-intensive each shape is, if that makes sense. But all right, we are going to be moving on here. So these next 2 boards are youth boards. These guys come out of our youth press. The kicks are closer together. We've got several shapes for our youth boards. This one is a twin. And this one is a very beautiful twin popsicle. So we're gonna shape these and go on from there. The youths also come as a standard 6-ply instead of a 7, just to make them a little lighter for the kids. And you can find these at lifeskateboard.com. There's a whole youth section. And if you guys are enjoying what you're watching, please double tap the screen for me. Hi there, HM. Thank you for tuning in. If you're unfamiliar with what you're watching, this is Life Skateboards. We make all these boards in-house to order, and you can get them at lifeskateboard.com. Up north, I don't have the best advice for that. My boss has the molds made. You can get it CNC cut. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce your username here. So, let me just show you. This is definitely weaker than pressing the plies, absolutely. Which is why we press the plies here. So this is our veneer storage. Here are our presses. Here's some boards curing. These are the boards that we pressed this morning on live. And these are boards that are curing. Up north, here is a closer look at some of these molds. I'll give you a quick look since you're looking at these here. So these are all maple blocks that are pressed together and then they're cut out through CNC. My boss has hand carved molds before. It is just extremely difficult. You got to get that concave exactly the same on both of them. And there are other options for making a mold. Let me show you real quick. These are the old Fickle molds from Lou Ross. These are concrete. So you've got some options. Have fun. Hi there, Steve Scobb. As we've discussed several times on this live and other ones. So when a board is pressed, it's in the press for 24 hours and then it cures for 7 days. After 7 days, Sam attaches the uncut to one of the templates, which would be these guys right here, and cuts out the shape, and that's when I get a stack like this. If you'd like to see the boards taking shape, you can go to Life Skateboard 1010 on Instagram, and you can see my videos of my boss cutting out that shape. It's just not what I do there. Blue paint. What do you mean, blue paint? What does that mean, Scooby Snack? You've been on both my lives. You've asked good questions. Oh, you were answering a good joke. I'm just being dumb. I'm sorry. Apologies. Thank you. I was so confused. You guys are getting me confused out of that, or I'm just tired. I think I'm just tired. That's where I'm at. I'm all socialed out from being in public for several days. You guys are a lot less scarier than the public. All right. I don't know why I just jumped to this step. It was, oh yeah, because I was showing you guys stuff. Sorry, we got 2 more steps before we get to what I was just about to do. It's been not that long of a day, but God, I'm acting like it. one more step and then the Orbital where I can keep up with the chat and answer any questions you guys have. Sorry if I'm missing anything, I'll be right there. Have a safe day, guys. I'm liking all the jokes. Sorry, I had to catch up. Do I get bored of this? No. This is my... You don't really get bored of the things you love. I absolutely love skateboarding. Skateboarding is my entire life. My first board sponsor taught me the sentiment that sometimes skateboarding isn't always riding your skateboard. Making skateboards is skateboarding, working on skate parks, helping out with skate parks, building DIYs, stuff like that, throwing skateboarding events. This just kind of helps further ingrain skateboarding into my life. Oh, Liam, you're opening up a can of worms. World Industries, was it cool? Sure. And then did it become the first skateboarding company that was ever sold on the stock market when Steve Rocco sold it out? Yes, it did as well. I'm not sure. It depends on what era your World Industries skateboard came from, if you're going to speak on quality. There was a long period of time where almost all of them were price points. There was a period of time where they were all pro boards. At this point, I have absolutely no clue. I do know that there's not generally skateboarders working at the top of industries of companies that have been sold on the stock market. So you got it the other day. You got it from where? Yeah, you should have got one from Life. Should have got a board from Life. Then you wouldn't have been. I genuinely, I don't know what Canadian Tire is, so I'm sorry. I would have to know what era the board was from. I'd have to know quite a bit. There's a lot of companies there's a lot of brands out there that have multiple manufacturers, and all manufacturers are different. We here at Life Skateboards, we are very, very, very against the quality that the general industry is putting out, for all the way from weak concave to damaging graphic application. So unfortunately, if you're asking me about a factory board, I'm not going to have a good opinion about it. But I am going to tell you where to get a good board, and that would be lifeskateboard.com. I mean, rad, Liam. If you bought a board for $50, it was probably either really old, really discounted, or I don't know. It is what it is. Did you buy it to collect or did you buy it to ride? Because, you know what I mean? Yeah, price doesn't really matter. Does it matter what board you pick, Thomas? Not really. What I would suggest, Liam, if you don't understand what new old stock is, then I don't think this conversation isn't going to go very far. Um, so if you're talking about what board to start with, it really depends on what size you're looking for. A lot of people kind of get into the 825, 858 range. I am always going to push you to go bigger. However, and if you want to start with an 825 with 825 trucks, it's going to give you the option to bounce over to 8.5 without it being uncomfortable, and down to 8 without it being uncomfortable. So if you're looking to be in that range, probably 825 with 825 trucks. If it feels too big, go with an 8, and then you don't have to swap your trucks. Go with an 8.5. You know what I mean? So yes, Alex, I ride for the company. So I am sponsored by Life, so I do get my boards for free. Of course, Thomas, I'm sorry I got a little distracted on the answer. Your trucks are squeaky, you need your bushings to break in. If that's continuing to happen, you can disassemble the truck, remove the hanger from the base plate, and take a little tiny, and I mean tiny, chunk of wax and put it inside of the pivot cup and underneath the pivot cup, and the squeaking will go away. You'll read up more. You can always ask me any questions, Tom. What's the best wood for a deck? It's going to be maple, specifically Canadian or Great Lakes maple. You want something with long winters and slow growth to create tight grains. Maple with tight grains is not very porous, but it's flexible, it's malleable, and it's very strong. How can you start board making? I mean, I'm never going to discourage you from making boards. I will encourage you to support the people that are already making boards. Just make sure you find something that you think the industry is lacking and provide something that's not there in the industry. Specific for us, that's well-made all-wood construction boards. Don't be the guy that oversaturates the market, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Of course, Thomas, it's a great time to learn how to skate. There's a lot of people coming back into it. twin youth popsicle, ready to go. Ready to go. And then we've got a big old stack of popsicles and twins sitting right here that I might end up just doing tomorrow. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We do a marathon live tomorrow with 11 boards. I really like it too. Unfortunately, we are getting so low on dyed veneer here that we are starting to just roll the boards after they're done. So these are going to likely be some of the last colored boards for a while. And then it's going to be whatever color you need. We roll it on the bottom with the speedball ink. Which is going to give you more color options, just a little bit less natural. Color Fior popped in here to share his opinion that colors somehow have a sexual orientation. That's super strange. But whatever world you live in, bud. Fun. Yeah, Daniel, actually we do. The Moxie sells full sets of leopard print pads if you need those. Do you need pads? That sounds interesting. Walkers. That sounds very interesting. No, these are skateboards. These ones are actually youth boards. These ones have kicks that are closer together than our standard boards. As soon as you said JB Weld, it was, yeah, we use steel stick around these parts. Best skate wheel brand is going to be Speed Lab. Check them out. Speed Lab wheels. That's all I ride. That's all I will ride. Absolutely love it. Spencer, I'm a little confused. Are you curious on why this is around my neck and not on my face right now? Because if you're curious about that, it would have to do with the vacuum system that's hooked up to this tool, and then I will be putting this on for the rest. favor, go ahead over to the live title real quick and read what it says for me. Go for it. I'm going to encourage you to go read that title of the live for me real quick and then type it out in the chat. Best grip tape. I personally ride DKL non-abrasive grip tape. I absolutely love it. It took a little bit of getting used to. You got to start off with fresh shoes and apply it correctly, but it's saving me about $1,000 a year on shoes. Sorry, I'll yell next time. Oh, Grant, I do this all the time. I don't smoke, buddy. Purple wax? No, I do make wax though for Life Skateboards. Butter bars wax. Hold on, Mr. Blunts. I got a question for you. So if I don't choose the same drugs as you choose to do, I'm lame. That's a pretty dumb way to look at life. It'd be a lot cooler if you didn't judge people for the substances that they choose to not put in themselves. That's super strange of you. I'm actually an addict in recovery, and I stopped smoking when I started here. Now, if you have anything you'd like to contribute to this, you can. But I'm here. I'm genuinely not here to judge you for what you choose to put in your body, and I'm not going to ask you to judge me for what I choose not to put in my body. But I am going to put out there on my channel what I've done with my choices here, and that would be to be sober, and it's been the best decision of my life. So, sorry, I'm sitting here doing my dream job while you're telling me I'm lame for not smoking a plant with you, and I'm sorry. I don't think that's a really smart way to look at the world, but you do you, man. Whatever, it's fine by me. Thank you, real one. Yeah, I do. It's Butter Bars wax. It's all kind of on hold. We already did the first drop. I make it to look like candy bars, and it's like a Willy Wonka style thing where you get a signature from one of the pros on the team for each bar. You don't know what you're getting until you open it. It's pretty cool. Once I get the second drop going and get that handled, then you'll see a lot more from that. If you're addicted to, so the cool thing about pot is that it's not physically addictive. It's just psychologically addictive. So when you're coming off of it, the withdrawals that you feel from stopping to smoke pot, the withdrawals you get from quitting pot are just psychological. So it's something that you can work through, something that you can use supplements to work past. So if it is something that you're choosing to quit, feel free to reach out and ask about it. I had to take theanine to help with my sleep immediately when I quit. Things like that. Now I've switched over to having tea and stuff like that. Best bearings, Superfly Speedball. You should find them sometime, I wish. Jordan, you should never use anything besides Great Lakes maple for skateboards. It's just tried and true over long periods of time. You want something that's malleable yet strong with tight grains with long winters and slow growth. How much for the bar? They are $9 a bar, and the way that the company works is that $2 from every sale goes into a fund that $2 from every sale goes into a fund that either goes to helping the community, whether that's paying for water for sessions or even prize money for events, or I had provided the generator for somebody's event at one point. and then another dollar goes towards the team. So. Why did Chocolate never do a Wonka production? Because Chocolate don't make skateboards.
Good question. I don't know. I mean, no, they kind of did. A lot of people with the blind bags did
Like a Willy Wonka style thing.
Hey, thank you, Johnny. We appreciate you. Definitely not. You don't need to feel old.
I shared a bowl in Cleveland with some guys in their 70s. I'm 31 and I'm not going to slow down at all. I'm still progressing. I know some guys that picked it up in their 30s. So don't feel discouraged because you're young either. Just be happy because of how much life you got ahead of you to skate through.
Oh yeah,
That's true. I was skating a 12-foot bowl with those guys.
I don't know. some guys that do impossible flips and some of the older stuff.
Definitely.
I agree. They definitely had to have more board control with the equipment they
All right. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live here today. That means that I'm going to be spreading this stack out over the next couple days here. And I can keep going live as often as I can. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at askdayswithcasper@gmail.com. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get any of these shapes if you'd like it. And you're definitely not taking up my time and never need to apologize for it. So when we get our veneer, the veneer is already stained from our supplier. If we need to dye or color a board that's already finished, or something like if somebody wants pink and we don't have a pink veneer or things like that, we'll use the same exact ink that we roll the graphics on with, and we just roll it straight onto the board, so cover the entire thing. I do have some lives where I went ahead and did that, if you want to scroll back and check that out. So, oh, for sealing, I apologize. So when we seal the boards, that is a polyurethane clear coat. That's in the same, so in the next building over, we have the printing studio, the spray booth, and where we ship everything out of. So that's just polyurethane clear coat, back and forth, several coats, and then possibly, if it's a little bit raised, come back over it with the 220 real quick. But yeah, it's a very clear, it's a very transparent clear coat. It honestly makes some of the grains pop out a little bit better and makes some of the graphics seem a little bit more, stand out a little better. But thank you guys for watching. Go get a life. I'm going to go spend some time with the lady. Have a great day, guys.